Hello, guys. I'm excited to be back again. Welcome to our sixth episode. Wow. Thank you guys for all the love, the support, the likes, the share, every single way you have been trying to help me push out this content. Okay, so today we are going to be doing something different. Now, this is July, right? And then we are already in the second half of the year. I remember at the beginning of the year, I came out to say that your vision board will not save you if you don't want to save yourself. We can write out a lot of things on our vision board and say, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that, and you write out a lot of things. But if you don't follow through what you've written out, it means you're not ready to make a change. So today's episode is really just about, I want you to reevaluate your priorities. Why I'm saying reevaluate your priorities is that while I was in university, I knew what my priorities were. When I left university, my priorities changed. Do you understand? So the more we grow, something that you used to do before, you might see yourself not doing it again. A very quick one. I remember when I was in school then, my best musician was Terry G. If you play Terry G sound where I am, I'll just be bopping around and be screaming and be shouting and all. But now, when I play Terry G sound, it looks like noise in my ears. It sounded like, oh, why are you guys making noise in my ears? So that's what, when we talk about reevaluating priorities, it means that the more you grow, the more you understand life, the more you understand what you should focus on and what you should not focus on. Right? So now, that is why I want us to understand. When we talked about becoming her podcast, we're talking about how can we become better people. Now, when you can you go back and look at your vision board for 2026? Can you take a look at what you wrote? And I tell people, when you want to make a vision board, I don't really like that the vision board is just a vision board just in our head. I want you to write it. There's the power of writing out your thoughts. There is the power of knowing what you want to become and you write it down. In fact, when you now write it down and you put it in the order of priorities, okay, I want to start up a business and I don't know how to start up this business. For example, do I need to learn how this business is being done by other people to know how to implement it in my own business? Okay, a lot of people have said that I have been secluded, that I don't really surround myself with people. Okay, your vision board can be, I want to have a better relationships with people and family and everything. Okay, how do I cultivate a better relationship? Your vision board is, oh, someone had complained about a certain character trait that I have that maybe doesn't seem to be right. And maybe it has cost you very important relationships in your life. And you're like, because at the end of the day, the only person that can make you rich is people. You know that this world is not an island. You can't be an island. If you say, oh, you don't need people, you are actually not saying the truth. Because the truth of the matter is, we all need people. We all need someone. We all need to be loved and to be cared for. So I really want us to reevaluate our priorities. I want us to go back and understand, what are we focusing on? When you reevaluate your priorities, the next thing you need to do, what is on your top list? What is on your second list? What is on your third list? How do you start making a change in your life? What do you necessarily need to do? How do you need to do them? Do you understand? So now, the reason why I'm talking about this is we cannot just let the year go by without achieving any of the dreams and the visions and the goals that we have put for the year. Okay, let's say we made some mistakes at the beginning of the year. Let's say the adrenaline rush of the beginning of the year where we want to write the vision board was what happened to us, and when that part finished, we just decided that we don't want to do anything about it again. Let's forgive ourselves for the mistakes we have made. Let's forgive ourselves for the crisis that we have caused to ourselves. Now, can we, that you can decide to start a new leaf any day you decide to. In fact, your day starts the day you decide to wake up. But I want us to reevaluate our priorities. I want us, after we are done reevaluating the priorities, I want us to now start saying, okay, I said I want to become a better person. What do I need to do to become a better person? What character traits do I need to possess in order to become a better person? How can I be a better person? Now, when you write out how you can be a better person, there has to be this level of self-awareness where you understand that sometimes other people are not always the problem. The problem might be yourself. It's a harsh truth, but can we for a while stop blaming others? I talk about this fact of taking charge of our lives, and I talk about it a lot because if you don't take charge of your life, nobody else will take charge for you. Nobody else will do the work for you. Nobody else will be disciplined for you. This race is against you and yourself. It's not against you and any other person. That's why I talk about to avoid comparison at all levels and at every point in time. Because comparison is the stealer of your joy. Comparison will steal your joy. Comparison will make you feel like you're not doing enough when you are even putting in the work. And if you speak to the great men that had made it in life, they will tell you that what changed their life is a series of steps done every single day. Like, they decided that every single day they would do something different about their life. They decided that they will stay consistent in their goals and their visions and their dreams. If your dream was, okay, I want to start up a business. I want to become a better person. I want to become a better wife. I want to become a better husband. I want to become a better parent to my children. My children are always complaining that whenever I get angry, I get to pour the anger on other people. How do I become better to those around me? Okay, maybe because I don't have billions of nairas to start doing giveaway for everybody, but how do I put a smile on anybody that I come across that day? How do I also avoid temptations? In fact, a quick one. Since I started off this podcast, the kind of temptations I have been having, I've been wondering why those temptations, like the temptations have been coming left, right, center. In fact, it was so bad that even those things I spoke about on the podcast, like the devil has been trying to tempt me with them to see if I was going to still remain solid or not. But that's when I went back to my prayer room. That's when I had to remind God of the reason why I started off this podcast. That's when I had to tell God that you are the Alpha and the Omega. You are the beginning and the end. You are the first and the last. That there is no one like you. There is no one to be compared with you. And I said, God, give me the strength even when my strength is weak. I won't lie that the episode of today, like this week, has really been a roller coaster for me. Like this week has really been so traumatic that I did not even want to show up for a podcast today. I'm not going to lie to you. But then I had to remind myself for the reason why I started off this podcast. I had to remind myself why I said I was going to do this. I had to remind myself that people's lives are tied to the fact that they need to understand that they can harness their future. There was a time I did not know better. There was a time I did not do better. There was a time juvenile delinquency was just what was happening to me because I was still behaving like a baby and a child. There was a time when I wanted to while away my life. There was a time when I don't even listen to advices. But the truth about this matter is, those things almost cost me my life. I remember when I was in school and I was following a particular set of people that I was not meant to follow. I think that was in my year 1, year 2. And thank God that God rescued me back and put me back on the right track. Because without being on the right track, you cannot harness your future. I also wanted to speak to you about something. What people do you have around you? You have to watch, because the truth about this matter is the people you're surrounded with can either make or mar you. I'm serious. The people that you're surrounded with can either make or mar you. In fact, I first understood that I'm a very influential person. Like, I get influenced by people. So I'm very careful about the people around me. I'm also careful about the people that when I tell my stories to, or maybe tell them that, oh, something good happened to me, I watch if they are really happy or they are pretending to be happy, or they are asking me, oh, are you sure that this thing happened to you, or this good thing happened to you? And it helps me to reevaluate my friends. I believe in quality over quantity. I believe in having 1 or 2 or 3 people standing by me than having like 10 people that do not really love me and are in competition with me. No. I want you to evaluate your priorities. I want you to evaluate your friends. I want you to evaluate your goals, your visions, your plans. I want you to go back to your vision board. I want you to really understand what you want for your life and how you want it to be. I want you, the last episode I talked about shutting the voices in your head. And when we're talking about shutting the voices in our head, believe me, it's an everyday decision. Should I tell you why I said it's an everyday decision? Just yesterday, I had a voice in my head telling me to do something wrong. So when I'm talking about shutting the voices in our head, when we are trying to reevaluate our priorities, we are shutting the voices in our head every single day. I remember how I had an issue just yesterday where someone was telling me that I was not good enough. And you know, when the person that is telling you you're not good enough is from family, it hurts. It really cuts very deep, especially when you expect to be embraced and to be told, oh, I see the effort you're putting. And before you know it, those voices in my head came back. They were telling me, better, you are not good enough. They were telling me, better, you cannot achieve it. They were telling me, better, that why not just forget about even trying to keep on doing what you are doing, because people have told you are not good enough. And then slowly, the voices in my head were almost wanting to win that yesterday. I swear, they were really almost wanting to win. And I picked up my phone. I went to YouTube and I started listening to preachings. I started listening to something that would tell me and remind me of my power. I started listening to things that would tell me of who I am in Christ Jesus. That even if people want to desert me, that God is going to be there to help me. And slowly I started gaining my mind back. The reason why I'm readdressing this thing again is to let you know that shutting the voices in your head is an everyday work. Reevaluating your priorities is an everyday work, because change is constant. What we saw as a priority yesterday might not be what you see as a priority today. Priorities really do change. Because you know that in life, nobody really knows tomorrow. For example, before my mom died, did I know that I was going to be back in Nigeria or like just running school and just doing all this? But because life had to humble me, because of what life had happened to me, somehow I had to reevaluate my priorities to understand that now I have to be doing things in a different way. Do you understand? So I want you to understand that every single day there has to be a little step you need to take towards the you that you are trying to become. As much as the fact that this podcast is called Becoming Her, it is for every single person. I understand that my focus is on the female generation, but I also want the males to understand that you can also harness anything you wish to harness. Because I want a generation that is going to be filled with people doing big things and great things, and we coming together to become the better things happening in the world. I want us to go better and to be better. I understand that Nigerian government is not trying to do better. Nigerian government is not even trying to see how life can be better. But instead of us keep complaining about Nigerian government, let us just try to see how we can make our life better for us. So when you are done reevaluating your priorities, I want you to start working on your new priorities. I don't want you to write your vision board and you throw it inside your bag and forget that you wrote a vision board. I want you to love yourself. I want you to care for yourself. I want you to count on yourself. Now we are going to be pushing out more episodes, and later I'm going to now start with the Becoming Happy journal so that I can explain to you how to use the journal and how to harness your future. By the grace of God, we are going to become better people. I also want you to understand something. You cannot do anything without God. I want you to make Jesus Christ the center of your life. I want your life to all be centered around God. I want, before you make any decision you want to make, even after you have written on your vision board, you want to ask God, I want what you want for me. I don't want what I want for myself. Because what I want for myself might not be what you want for me. And I want to fulfill the purpose of which I am sent to this world to fulfill. Do you understand? And fulfilling the purpose that you are sent to fulfill, it's only God that can direct your path. So I want you to really have a close relationship with God. I want God to be your ultimate. And trust me, if you do that, your life is going to be transformed. You're going to get better. Everything about your life is going to be better. Stay tuned as we have more episodes, and like, share, subscribe. And remember, I love you guys so much. She heals, she evolves, she rises. Make sure you become the next big thing in your generation. Mwah.